Hello! Hello, 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 hello. Guess what? I fixed my audio. I fixed it. I fixed it. I tested. I fixed it. We should have proper background sound and we should have proper audio. Hello, 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 everybody. I hope you're all doing well today. I see Holly can't attend the stream. That's 100% fine. I don't expect everybody to come to every stream. That would be excessive and impossible. I think there are some people who do show up to every single stream, but they concern me. No, it's all good. Absolutely fine. How are you all doing today? I hope you're doing well. I had a long day today. As usual, I'm at the end of my day rather than the start of it. I won't be streaming for probably 3-ish hours. I think, today. Just because, one, I'm a bit tired, but also I have, paid work tomorrow afternoon. So I need to get some sleep and wake up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for regular work tomorrow. Thankfully, things have gone really well today. So hopefully I won't be as distracted for these couple of days as I was last week. And I am on a little bit of annual leave after I finish my work week this time. So I'll have hopefully a couple more extra streaming days, but we'll see how we go because obviously real life is currently taking a little bit of precedence. I'm streaming because it's fun, but it also keeps me focused on what I need to be working on, which is the game. Speaking of the game, I have worked on it since I last streamed it, so there is a few things to show. I have also completely... Why is it making... Portrix chat. Oh, properties. Okay. I'm not sure why it's making... I'm not grandma! Not grandma! Did the chat just disappear because I told it okay. It didn't. Oh no, there it is. No! I'm not! I'm really not! I'm not. I can say 100% that if I was a grandma, shenanigans have happened. Okay? Shenanigans. People will have been through things that they should not have been through. I am not grandma. No! Don't make me ban the word grandma. I will. If you're not careful, grandma will get banned. Okay? Don't test me. Young man. Do you want a hard candy or not, huh? Yeah? So, if I'm grandma, then if you want any candy from the candy dish, you gotta behave. Yeah, exactly. Precisely. Behave yourself. Keep your grandma comments. Zip. Zoop. Quite. when I eventually foster mother, because I'm not at a point in my life where I'm ready to do that, because I'm not old enough yet. When I eventually do, I'm going to be someone who administers genuine love. Oh, yeah, I'm level 1. Congratulations. I don't have proper redeems yet, so enjoy being level 1. But proper redeems are coming. Once the betting on Botrix comes out of beta, betting will happen. I have a bot! I have a bot! The commands that are listed in the chat title work. Auntie will give you uppies. Auntie will absolutely give you uppies. But you have to make sure that you've done your homework and then we can play any of the PlayStations. Mm-hmm. No, I want Auntie! I'm happy with Auntie! I'll take Auntie! I'll take Auntie. Not Grandma. I'll take Auntie, but not Grandma. Okay? That's the agreement. You get one. No! No Grandma. Don't chat and drive! No! Thank you. Have a good drive. Be safe. No. Grandma is not accepted. I accept goth. I could be goth auntie. Hmm? Just because, maybe this is too harsh. Maybe this is too harsh. Are you ready to get roasted? Are you prepared? Do you want to get a nice, do you want me to set you ablaze? In the bad way? Why are you making noise? Shush, shushy, shushy. Alerts are fine. I actually don't know why it's making noise. There you go. It might be you gaining points, maybe? I'll have to check, and mute it, because that's... Anyway, oh yeah, I'll fight you, okay? Just because my age is higher than what you can count to doesn't make me a grandma. Yeah. How are them bananas? I got some spark in me yet. I'm always ready to throw down. I've been like on the verge of getting out of my vehicle and getting into fights with cars recently because they're all going slow enough that I could get out of my car and run up to their window and smack them in the head because they're going so slow. That's what's been going on recently. That's not grandma behavior. Grandmas can't run up to other people's cars. That's psycho behavior. Which is why I haven't actually run up to their cars. But I've thought about it. I've considered it. Are you calling me a grandma because I can drive? That's a little concerning. Where I come from, we can get our licenses earlier than you guys. I think. We can drink earlier. I think. No, wait, hang on, you're European. I don't know. I always associate most people in the chat are American usually. When you watch a video and someone pulls something out of their hat, they're like, "Oh damn, an American! I have never heard of it." I'm not stupid. I'm just stereotyping chat rooms. That's not stupidity. That's just, you know, ignorance. Different. Very different. Okay, so... I wonder what I'm doing right now. Oh, hi! Leon, right? Welcome back to the chat. Okay. Hello. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for coming. Buttricks. I need you to update, buddy. I'm not grandma. I'm not grandma. I'm not grandma. I'm gonna let it go because if I keep going on about it, you'll just dig your heels in. No. I'm ignoring it! Ignoring. We're moving on. Anyway, we've got most... You know what I forgot to actually add a couple of commands. So I was gonna add hydrate and posture, but I forgot. I will add those. I could probably add those now, but I'll add them later. So hydrate and posture aren't on there, but lurk is and unlurk is. And I've included a couple of other things in there that you'll have to discover for yourselves. And I intend to continue adding secret chat commands for the duration of me being a streamer. So you can try and find new things. There are a couple in there that I'm just not going to tell you, and you have to try them. Up to you whether or not you want to experiment now or later or whenever. They're just going to stay there. You're not getting a grandma command. I'll give you a grandma command and it will automatically ban you. Okay? It's like, oh, exclamation mark grandma banned. You get timed out for 6 years. Then you watch paint dry. Unbelievable. Anyway, I've also changed my chat setup so we can't have any more incidents, at least on my end, of accidentally showing things I should not show. And I've got a little bit more visual interactivity going on, which will be really nice to have. Can you guess my favorite Pokemon? No. I'm gonna leave that for you to stew on. You figure out my favorite Pokemon while you're in the corner in timeout. Okay, so today's main to-do list is we've got a couple of different things to do. I have the bare bones of the project. I like the concept of Pokemon. I never got into it because I didn't have any Nintendo consoles growing up. Oh, he's not a Nintendo baby. I'll accept it. I'll accept it. Alright, so there's a couple of things we need to do. I have a lot of things to be across. I have built out the bare bones of the RPG Maker project. So we've got a list of the potential locations all set up. We've also got a one map already sort of in progress. Not finished yet. I've got a little bit of concept work for the UI happening. And then I've also got some in-progress sprite stuff going on as well. So let's jump across to one of our other scenes. So I have carefully set these up, so hopefully they work. Let's see. Alright. Hello. Alright, let's jump into Photoshop. Okay! Oh, that chat box is a bit too tall. Hello. I didn't think it was that tall. Long chat. Oh, I did make it that tall. Let's make it 800. Yeah, that should be fine. As you can see, I have a keyboard and a mouse. So you can see me moving my mouse around. I haven't customized these so they don't actually look like my hands, but they're here and you can see my hand, see my movement. So yeah, I'm always evolving. I've gone from Pichu to Pikachu. See, I watched the anime as at one point because it was on TV. So I know about evolutions. I don't know much about Pokemon, but I know about that. HEI. So we've got some concept for the UI for the game. Basically, dungeon exploration will take place on this kind of grid. As you explore, you'll have a limited amount of moves that you can take in one go. Once you use all the moves, something will happen. You'll either have an encounter happen, a door will close, you'll have a little dialogue or skit happen, something like that. And the amount of moves you're allowed to take in one go depends on how detailed I'm going to actually make the dungeon exploration interactive events. It's probably going to be much higher than 2 per move. Let's just say that. Still deciding on whether or not we're going to have it, you can move the cursor around and select your location, or you can move the character around and it will forcibly stop you once you've hit your movement limit. That's still a mechanic I'm kind of deciding on, but it will definitely be coming very soon. Now let's jump over to RPG Maker. Yep, thank you. So here's RPG Maker, here's the map in RPG Maker, and I made sure that I can actually test play and the game will show up and you can see it. So here's the game and you can actually move around, and this is all like really basic bare bones. This is part of why RPG Maker is a fun engine to work with, is because you can do this sort of bare bones stuff. You've already got a character moving around. Looks good. So that's the internals of the game. There are a lot. So this is my debug map where I can test stuff. So we've got combat testing here. Except I need to set this to the base troop. Goblin D's nodes. And then down here we've got, you can't see it because I had to crop the image to make sure it sat properly, but we actually have a basic sort of bone structure for each map and what you can access and what will be included in the game that's going out to the game jam. What other programs do I have open right now? I do have Photoshop open, so we're not going to be doing much in here. Okay, we did have a look at this. Clip, sci... Oh, graphic scale. Okay. So, graphic scale... we might be... So, I also have a little tablet thing, so you'll be able to see me drawing. I might hide the hand. The hand is a bit obnoxious. We'll see how we go. The hand is cool, but it's a bit obnoxious, and it's not exactly... like, if I draw a line here, it's not exactly where my mouse is. Which... I'm not enthused about. So, these are a public purchasable resource. I paid for these ages ago. But this is just a shirt and pants. And in order to make the amount of sprites that I need for the game, I'm going to be separating these out into individual clothing items and sort of working backwards from there. Sprites in general are much easier to make if they're modular. And the less amount of work I have to do to get these functional, the better. Because I mean, I've got 28 days and I have a lot of artwork to complete and a lot of gameplay to complete and yada yada, yada yada yada, yada yada yada. Alright, and let's jump over here. So I've got Word, and Word, I'm just double checking that it is indeed not able to show any of my details. So like before, anything you see I cannot save. So we've got this particular file. You can't see how many words it is, but it's about 200,000 words. This is a collage of the help files for the RPG Maker plugins I'm using. So anything that I'm like, I don't know how this works, or I need to have a look at the documentation for this, I can just open up this help file instead of having to jump onto the internet to open it up. Because I think it's going to be better visual representation for you guys to be able to see if it's in the plugin in the help file, but also it's easier to actually search a Word document than it is to search a internet document. I'm having to move my mic a lot tonight. Hopefully not too much more, but maybe for yawns. Maybe I'll leave the yawns. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be chopping and changing between. I'm going to jump over to Photoshop and we're going to start we're not going to open a new file. I'm going to open up my Windows Explorer, which you guys are not going to see today at all. It's not as damning as Microsoft Word, but it's got stuff in here. Alright, jump into short stuff. So I started doing this before the project in earnest was occurring, but I didn't get it done, so I need to get it finished. And basically what I'm doing is upscaling the tile sets I'm planning to use, because they're 32 by 32 and I need them 48 by 48. So we're jumping into these and sci-fi steampunk. don't need the shadows. Alright, so that's 256, 256. So this is the biggest one. Alright, so there's the file. Basically what I am doing, I'll grab this one as well so we can neaten up our lines. All we do is that. And now that, I mean, obviously that looks like shit, but that's not how it's going to come out. And then I open up my window, actions, upscale, because I have this set up like I mentioned. Oh, hang on, let's move this to somewhere you can see it. Oh, you can't see it. You can see my mouse holding it, but you can't see it. Interesting. Anyway, and we just hit play. And that's going to go through and fuck up my tiles because I forgot that was what it was going to do. Shit. It's fine. I'll have to redo this. Oh well. Yeah, they look like Garbo. Hell yeah. This is the thing is like, if you want to get a project done in 30 days, you gotta be on fire. You gotta know what you're doing. I mean, I've just made a mistake, but it's fine. Alright, so I'll grab those again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need 4 files loaded on top, no matter what I'm doing. Look, if I could win if I win the 1,000 USD, you gotta tell all your friends, and then we'll have a big celebration party in stream. I don't know. I don't know how we're gonna celebrate it because there's nothing I can really do, but we'll celebrate it. I'm tired. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna run that again, and it will actually do it correctly. Cool. It would be nice to win. It would be really nice to win. Alright, so we got that done. I'm a bit worried, but we'll see how we go. I will win! But you will find as we continue our journey of me streaming and you watching that I am, above all else, a realist. My parents and family have always called me a pessimist, perhaps a catastrophizer, perhaps even paranoid. But no, I am a realist. I go, there are 1,200 people participating in this jam, and the team size is unlimited. Some people will have gathered up 20 people with the agreement of we'll split it, like we'll get $100 each, and they'll be working on the game together. I am not doing that. I am one person. Auntie. Auntie. Okay, so that's done. I don't want to spend all night on stream doing the most boring thing, but we'll do one more set. 160, 25, 128, 128, okay, so 160 is the bigger one. One more set, at least. Okay, we're going to call that done for now. I will come back to those later when I'm feeling less disinclined to do it. Alright, so let's jump over to RPG Maker MC. Yeah, let's do this. So we're getting open the castle escape. Dungeon, okay. So we're using, did I install it? I don't think I did. I did not. Okay, I need to grab something from the internet. Hello internet, can I have... Can I has? Okay. Alright, I need... Oh damn, that went into my downloads. Okay. I forgot that... Okay, it's fine. I think everything here already has a shadow. Frames. Yeah, let's jump into downloads, grab what I just downloaded and put it into my plugin file. Okay. Those are in. What? How are you here? You should not have been here. Okay. I need to get open game character hub launch. With transparency. Okay. Alright, I need to Why are you here? Go away. I don't want you here. This is dicey. Okay. Image size. Percentage, no, hang on. Canvas size. Image canvas size. So percent, but don't do relative, so height is 200, down is 400, 400% across. That's still not 0. 0. Across. Cool, and we go file. Save as test. I just need to count the amount of frames. I'm pretty sure this is 12. I'm pretty sure it's 12. And you know, I'm just going to drop 12 in there and see how we go. 12. Save. Jump back over to OMZ. Character frames. Simple. Okay. So by all means, it should run as soon as I open this. Let's see. Let's see if it actually does work. Yep, perfect. He has two shadows, but it's perfect. Cool. Do I have my... I do have my controller plugged in. Okay. It does seem to still be working. Functionality-wise with the controller. As long as I don't put pixel movement in, I think it'll work. Cool. 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 We've got a functional sprite. So now that we've got a functional sprite, what's next? A nap. I'm tired. It's alright. It's deciding what I'm gonna do for this system. So I've got to rename this one. Edit title screen. It's fine, so that's the title screen. So this one. Let's rename this systems. We're going to change this over to just plain field. Okay. I think I've done that correctly, unless it's a comment. Car items with a note tag. Very nice. Welcome to level 2. There are no benefits, except you are level 2. There will be benefits eventually. And do auto run. Plugin command. Gov. Wait, animation off. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got in here. Auntie! Okay. Okay, we need to do some variable setups or variables. Yeah, we've got platforms. At the moment I'm about to do... Ooh. The actual... Let me just give it... Wait. Window capture. Add existing... No, add new. Uh-oh. That's not promising. Alright, hang on. I need to make a group. You're gonna have to give me a second. Don't worry, I'm very talented. There you go. You can now actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so player X, player Y, set game data. Players map X. Okay, yeah, I can delete this one, I think. What's this one? What's this one? Okay. Except I don't have the second. No, not group. Turns out streaming RPG Maker is harder than I thought it was gonna be. Okay. Okay. I just gotta tug that back on and off sometimes. Well, it shouldn't be PY anyway. Go back. Player Y. You're only going to be able to see the event editor and the events as they come in. I'm not going to be able to show you when I'm actually editing them because it's too much. It will be too much for me to manage. I didn't know every window in RPG Maker was considered a separate window. Alright, so we've got X, Y, X. So these needs to be a common event. Yep, cool, thank you. You're going to be able to see me doing this. We're going to change this to 300 for now. We're going to give this a title, main operation. We're going to go dungeon select. These here. These need to be parallel, and the switch is so we give it one switch, and it tells it to check this. So I always have this data, which I should always have this data in a variable format, but I guess I kind of do, but I need it in events. So get player XY. I'm going to copy and paste this. I'm going to make this player PX. Character event. think this is event 1. Okay, this is event 1. Not you. So make this event 1. So every time I make a new dungeon map, I have to make sure that the perceived character position is event 1. And then I don't have to redo all of this. Event 1. Alright, and then these will run get pplayer xy. I should be commenting my code. Alright, hang on. Get perceived player's position depending on the dungeon map. Okay. Next thing we need to do is actually disable character movement, player input for characters. Oh no, it's fine, we were able to move. So if we test this, yep, that's parallel. Oh, parallel. I need that one parallel. And change sets. Change. Control switches. Core parallels is on. I think it might be case sensitive. It was case sensitive. That's fine. Alright, so it's case sensitive. Alright. Next function is... So we don't need to get moves yet, because moves will be per map. So test move setting. Hang on, actually, none. Alright, set variables. Current moves. Global moves. So we get current moves set. I'm going to set that to 4. Going to command hello. How you doing? I'm programming. I am programming. 99. Don't specify an image, but we're going to set this to like 3, 400%. We're going to actually quickly specify an image. Quick setting. Mother thumper. You don't want to be there. Okay, alright, so let's set this back at 100, because I think the image will be about that side. We're going to put this down here. And then we're going to set it to 400 each. Hang on, I need to set this to V5. Now we create an auto run command on the main map. Auto run, plugin, call common event, test move setting on OK. And then we go to exit event processing, so we don't have to put in a switch. So that should now make this 24, 15. That should now draw a big 4 on the screen, hopefully. It did not, because I forgot to do something. None. Yeah, we got a big 4 on the screen. Is this ideal? No, but it's a big 4. We should be, oop, but we cannot move, which is not good. So clearly the exit event processing didn't work. No, I'm not thinking of exit event processing. I need a race event. I'm stupid. I can never find a race event. Where are you? Hello? Very slowly go through the list. There it is. Okay. Okay, and now we can move. So the next thing we need to do is actually, when you press OK, which is a button common event. I think it's button common event. Button common events. Okay. So we don't want to do that. We need the OK key. Common event ID. So we've got to create our common event. so when confirm is pressed, variables sub player x from variable by px player y from variable py conditional branch if variable oops control variables and then control variables calculated variable calculated x is actually what I want to put it, name it as calculated x, calculated y. Okay, set to variable player x. Yeah, that's the one that gets controlled. Calculated y, player y. Okay, so now we can create our conditional branch, which is if variable calculated x is equal to 0, hang on. So let's just get this to test and show me the math. Alright. So I want to see V7 and V8. V7, V8, and this common event is common event 6. So we'll go into button common events and set OK key to 6. OK key to 6. So one of the key things that we actually need to do in this common event is new control condition branch. You switch dungeon mode. Dungeon mode is on. Else. So you can only do this if dungeon mode is on. We're going to use this to control the switch and turn dungeon mode on while we're doing the testing. Okay. Hmm. I should have turned on the switch. Test move setting, dungeon mode on. When confirm is pressed. If dungeon mode is on, run the calculation and behave as appropriate. Press space. Enter. Oh, requires bind. Oh, okay. No, that's not it. Space. Common event ID 6. Common event ID 6. Is it just the fact that I've got a new conditional branch, or is it just not working? It's just not working. That's interesting. Fuck. Brain no worky. -2, 0. Hello! Welcome to the chat. We are we're programming. Yeah. Definitely gonna be AAA. We're gonna see. We're getting somewhere. I'm kind of just getting a bit stuck on some logic. I come from a London under, where women roll lemon thunder. Can you hear that thunder? You better run, you better take cover. You'd be surprised at the amount of songs that are by Australians. Even I am often surprised. Alright, so if I go back to normal, none. I am definitely a paid actor, but the pay is terrible. Can confirm. And they make us hang out with drop bears all day. It's just gnarly, mate. Alright, let's set key Y. Do I want to keep it as key Y? No, but we're going to see if key Y will work. I'm not telling you my age, but you are so off. So far off. I'm auntie, not grandma. Sure, yeah. I am certainly 74 years old. Sure. Absolutely. I remember them landing on the moon. And I don't know. What do they do when they landed on the moon? I don't know. No. Why? Do I have to try and speak in a higher pitch? I've always had a deep voice. I got told off in choir. They were like, who's that singing too deep? And it was me. I was in a room with boys. And I was like, oh shit. Look, honestly, if your grandma is making RPG Maker games, your grandma's cool as shit. Remind me never to do any like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make this today stream, because all I'm gonna hear is grandma. Amori? Let me guess. Amori? That is like saying, I played one game made in Unreal Engine and saying Unreal Engine is not my thing. It's an engine. Oh, RPG Maker games are vastly different from each other. And just saying, oh, I played an RPG Maker game and therefore they're not my thing is... I don't know. I don't know what the other comparison you could make to real life things. Apples, I guess? How many? I don't remember the exact number. Let me look it up. How many varieties of apple are there? 7,500 apples. 7,500 apples. There are more RPG Maker games, though. Yeah. You can call me a nerd. I'm down with being called a nerd. I've heard that. I've heard every variation of that in my life. Trust me. Look, if you can give me a new one that I haven't heard, I'll be very surprised. Actually, there are 7,500 variations of apple. Oh, it's off. That's why it's not working. I'm dumb! I'm dumb! I'm not dumb. Thanks for the follow! Y key cannot be bound. It is forbidden based on my plugin parameter settings. Why? And then you let me start the game anyway. You can't do this. Why? Leaves without explanation. Fair enough. Fair enough. I will allow default keys. I don't know why? Huh? Why are you yelling at me? Stop it. What do you mean my plugin parameter settings? I just put this to... Right, we'll try that back. You won't use Y then. No Y for me. Use L for taking the L, because it won't let me freaking use any other letter. We'll figure it out later. Stupid system. What do you mean? Bitch, are you glitching? Definitely glitching. Pain in my butt. Yeah, I know key. Oh, key slash. Can I just not bind keys? Alright. Cool. I'm going to have to report this as an error. Because there's no way this is right. Let's try again, but I know they're not default keys. Don't yell at me. Stop yelling at me. Shut up. One sec. Let me just quickly... Does it throw the error if I have the other scripts off? Yes, it does. Turn them back on. Okay, well, that's not working. So we're just gonna have to try it, change it to parallel process, conditional branch, button OK is being pressed. This up here now. What's this doing? Die. Goodbye. Got to unbind L. Really, I'm taking the L with this. Behave yourself, RPG Maker. We're one day in. Okay, so now if I go, here we go. Damn it. Alright, so if I put a race event, it should. One event, X event processing, maybe? Hey. I think next week we'll definitely do a game. I don't know what to play yet though. We could play some RPG Maker games. Okay, so in order to do this calculation, I need to go in here. And you can go away for now. If calculated, hang on, calculated x is, no, hang on, greater than, equal to or less than variable current moves. And then check if calculated y is greater to or less than current moves. And he needs to be on through. I think you can change a variable in here. Okay, we'll just do... We'll do a loop, actually. Move toward player. Loop. Variable current moves is equal to 0. Break loop. Draw variables, current moves, sub 1. Okay. Break loop, jump to label, and move. movement phase label and movement phase. So control switches. End phase is on, and then we have auto run. End phase is on. End phase 1. We'll just call it end phase 1. And then we're going to show text yippee and control switches. End phase equals off. Control variables set current moves to 5. Alright, let's give this a test, shall we? So I have 4 moves, which is the number that's currently displayed. No matter what, I should only be able to move 4 calculated 4 spaces from my current position. So I should be able to move here. 2, 1. And I moved. Okay. And now it's following me around. No, stop! Stop! Oh, that glitched out, huh? Oh, I forgot to put through on. He needs through on. End phase equals off. And do wait 20 frames. So we're player through on as well. And we're going to copy that, label end movement phase through off. Oh wait, that's a delete. Through off. It's looping because I'm using the confirm key to end that. Let's make it shift. We'll just make it shift for now. Hang on, no, it doesn't matter which one is. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. If it's shift, then I have to press OK to continue the dialogue. So it doesn't matter if I press OK here, I go here. Nothing will happen if I press here, but if I press here, nothing should happen over here. No, why are you coming over here? You even knew that you shouldn't come all the way over here. Oh, it's because I need an else. Else do nothing. Else do nothing. Let's just say invalid move. See, he still only moves the 4 spaces he's supposed to. But for some reason this logic is not telling it. Calculated x equals current moves is equal to or less than current moves. Equal to or less than. So current moves is 4. So if it's equal to 0, so 0 to 4 should be valid. And then go, let's put this here. Toggle skip. Put that there so we can just test this. Okay. Alt F4, why? It's doing what it's supposed to. It's just programming's hard. Okay, so it's for some reason it's returning X and Y valid regardless of where it is in the position. We'll get this working and we'll do something else, okay? Alright, we'll get this working and we'll do something else. I'm used to it. At this point, I've done quite a few different evented systems. I invented shooting, like where you could run around and shoot bullets, and it had like a full reload system. The enemies could grab you and attack you. You had to aim your bullets. There were 2 different gun types. There was machine gun and a revolver. So both of them had different types of ammo that did different kinds of damage. Yeah. I'm used to it. I'm used to the tedium. The thing I'm not good at is syntax, which is why I like RPG Maker. Like, I know the logic. It's just, it's the syntax that gets me. I think I need to also be seeing what calculated X and calculated Y are. Equal. So calculated X equals player Y. After it's run the player Y minus player PY. Player PY. I mean, it's a lot, it's math. It tends to be quite a bit of math. And just knowing the general string of how something should be followed through with. Like, in theory this should work, but I actually might have to write down and try and see why it's not. 'Cause, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of math. Look, I fell asleep in math when I was in high school. I'd take naps. And my teacher didn't like me very much. But it's not hard math sometimes. It depends. Don't do math, kids. Okay, I'm having a time. Alright, why is it not working? Greater to or equal than let current move. So current moves is set at 4. Yeah, test move setting, current moves is set at 4. Actually, let me get it to display what current moves is on. Because it should be 0. Yes, show me current moves as well. The 5. I know it's 4 because he only moves 4 steps. Ah. Hang on, can I overlap these? Not that one. Yeah. That fits. Okay. Alright, let's just quickly pop this in and test and see what it says to me. Surely it's gonna be 4. Right? 4. Yeah. -4, 0. So this is X and Y is valid. That's correct. X and Y should be valid for that. But X and Y should not be valid for this. Yes, discard changes. So X is the one that should be invalid when you're going across. So that's because that's -6. If current moves is greater than or equal to. Should I do this in reverse? Like make it, if it's not? No, that's harder. Okay, but why? 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 Not that button. Not that button. That button. Why? 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 Explain your secrets! Alright, so calculated X is what we're seeing on the screen, right? So calculated, yeah, V7, V8. Calculated Y equals player Y. After you do the calculation here. Okay, player Y, that's running in parallel. This is the reason I set it to calculated X and Y, so it doesn't, calculated X and Y doesn't get changed passively. So calculated X in place. So calculated X is 7. Alright. So we're telling it if X is equal to or less than current moves, it's valid. And when we open this up, press shift. So current moves is 4 and -1. So this is a valid move. X is valid. Here, this is -7. So it's not equal to... Oh, that's why. It's because it's a negative. It's because it's a negative. I've got to do different math. X is still valid. That's why. X is still valid. I need to make it a calculation of, is this within... I need to... Okay, alright. I know what I need to do. I need to do more math. I need to go... Control variables, calculated X, add... current moves. If calculated X is greater than const variable I need to check with this if it's within a range. So it needs to be either, it needs to be within 8 points, -4 and +4. So if I do that, so regardless, the thing is, shit. Show me my math. So now it's 2, so this is valid. X is still valid. I may have to do a script call for this. A script call in here. Hang on, let me see if I can find some syntax. JavaScript. Check if variable is between two numbers. So the way that this has to be done, if I'm not wrong, right? So let's jump into something else. So we get the variable current moves. We use the variable current moves. So control variables maximum. hang on, positive value, and then we're going to go to 5 negative value. Okay, so negative value should be variable so set negative value to current moves, then control variable negative value subtract current moves times 2 is actually what it needs to be. Oh no, hang on. Negative value is current moves. Subtract current moves. And then you do positive value, which is add current moves. And that should give us our range. So 11 and 12 is our range. So this needs to go in test move settings. So when you set current moves, this needs to be run as well, which sets your positive and your negative value, the maximum amounts. And then okay, I think I need to use min-max. I think my brain is starting to melt too. Yeah, my brain is starting to melt too. I'm back. I'm in syntax hell. I need to find out how to type. I know what I need to do. I need to tell it to check whether or not the number is between the negative and the positive value. I just don't know how to write it. So if I can please? A peachy maker? the RPG maker. Can you please work? Please. I really want you to work. I have to then make this calculation more refined because I don't have a proper pathfinding check. This is the easy bit. This is the easy bit. This is as nicely as I can ask right now. Okay, Okay, there's no way to check variable is in range, right? Variable is between is... No, I need a script. I need a script! I need a script! Shit! This page isn't helping. Okay, so I think this is kind of what I'm after. So if x is greater than 0 and less than 10. Except I need to tell it if I need to grab the variable script. I'm going to have to open up my brother browser. Alright, and I need... Oh no, don't make any noise, thank you. Shush. Game dev. Script call reference. Game data. Event code. Okay, maybe not this one, maybe this one. Or if variable 7 greater than verify 7 false 12 one, this probably won't work, but two, if it works, it probably won't work. But we'll see. So this should be checking if calculated x is greater than... I'm sure I've got that right. Positive value, this is negative value is 12, positive value is 11. Is greater than the negative value and is less than or equal to the top end value, x is valid, but otherwise it's an invalid move. Conditional branch script error. Fuck! There you go! I think this is... So JavaScript if x is greater than and x. Oh, it's got f. Shouldn't have if there at least. Alright, let's remove if. Let's see if that works. Because the actual thing is already if. It's working! 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 I did it! Yes! I'm gonna sparkle for a little bit. I'm gonna revel in this. Alright, so that works. That works. So we just need to do this again in here. Yes! I did. I did it. With skill and triumph and vim and vigor! I've done it. Alright, so now this is y is valid. So we're checking y. It should... Okay, y is valid. So that's still the negative and the positive. And this is still test move setting, negative value, current moves. Alright, and that's still doing the same calculation there. And then once all of that is Gucci, so we're going to, so it doesn't run anything yet, so x is valid, y is valid. X is valid, y is valid. Invalid move because x is not valid. Invalid move. So we're going to sneak up here. Apparently y is valid up there. Oh. Okay. And now we can go back here and we can put the movement system back in. In here. And toggle skip off, edit, toggle skip off. And then it should go to the end movement phase. which turns end phase, draw switches end phase on, and then it sets the new maximum. And now I should be able to only move at the equivalent of 4 paces anywhere on the map. So if I go here, valid move. Yep. And now it's set to 5. Y is valid. And he comes over here. Very nice. X is valid, Y is valid. And it comes over here. Very nice. Very nice. I did it! Yes! I am very happy. I'm very happy with that. In fact, I can now get him to move any which way I want. So I just needed to create, now that this is here, I just need to make sure that this runs an update. So, where is it? Here we go. So this needs to be in here. Parallel. We need to run the update check. We'll call this update check. Hang on. This would be a switch. So current moves is less than variable. Is not equal to save current moves. And that should redraw the picture. Every time it saves, it goes from save current moves. So the only time we want to, during the end phase, we want to control variables. Save current moves is equal to variable current moves. Let me put that in here as well. We also have this run in here first. Update counter. This is very basic. I'll probably do this a lot more with a lot more complexity and nicer looking later. Okay, so hopefully that should just work. Haha! And now it's back to 5. There we go. Y is valid. 4, 0. Y is valid. Here it goes. And the counter is down. Very, very nice. And I know that, so if you don't use your maximum amount of moves, so for example, if I decide I'm going to move here, it's a valid movement, but it uses all of my moves. I will probably go back and double check and put a clause in for that. just to make sure that you do have the ability to move. But I also kind of want to leave it like that. Is like you have, because you have the movement phase, where you get to move around, and then when you stop, it triggers something. So ideally, if a player wants to make a precise move, they're not going to be able to use all their moves. More so, it's like with the knight in chess, which is kind of what I'm being inspired by, is that you are restricted by your movement limits and the positions that you want to be on the map. So if you go, okay, I want this to be here, or you're going to effectively waste some of your moves in order to get to the spot that you want. And I think it will be interesting to see how players cope with the fact that it's like, oh, I could go all the way over here and then maximize my travel distance, but here, if I stop here, there's a chest or there's an item I can pick up. So like the only way you're going to be able to pick up any items on the map is if you land on that tile. If you don't land on the tile, it doesn't activate. So sometimes you're going to have to spend too much in, like, more than what you anticipate during... That's a valid move, isn't it? No, it's not. It's not. Actually, no, that should have been a valid move. Yeah, no, that's not a valid move. Is this a valid move? Nope. Okay. Oh. See, that's the thing that I have to check, because that just calculated, oh, this is the most effective route. Because for some reason it thinks it sees this as possible. This shouldn't be possible. But at least it's mostly following passable tiles. So it's obviously got some kinks and some bugs. But I think if I go... I need to turn button common events off. Off. You're not working. So you can go away. Dungeon. Paste. Just doing a quick test here. Paste. There's nothing in that one, so I don't need to copy it. Copy this one. Paste, and then you start off there. Hang on. That's not event 1. Hang on. Test, 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 test. Delete. You over here. Tile sets. Dungeon. Cars. We'll just make that possible, because I can't get through here for some reason. Yeah, now you can technically explore the dungeon. The only thing is, I think what I need to do is instead of setting the event, the character set to through, I need to just have the player on through. So we'll move through on the player, and then we'll jump to label movement phase. And we need to set move route player through off. Yep. That should mean it follows possibility, hopefully. Not sure why it won't let me through here. I don't think it'll let him through there either. Let's find out. Because this should be a valid move. He can't move. Okay, that's fine. As long as he can't move, it's not gonna, like, make the game look stupid. It might piss the players off, but it's better than the game looking stupid. I'll need to fix the stairs in a minute and figure out what is going on with them. Stairs. Honey. I don't care if I have to make... it's... these buggers. Nope, it still won't let me through. And now I'm stuck. Now I'm stuck. Okay, I have to create a clause for that. Hopefully it won't be necessary, but there is a chance that the indicator sprite can get stuck between the character sprite. I'm gonna make him play a touch. I don't know. I'll figure that out later. I think that is enough programming because I'm glad that I got that working. So all I want to do though is I am going to make it, going to do a testy thing. So alright, test. We're going to pop that there. We're going to make, so let's check. This is X13, Y8. So during end phase, we'll just do this manually without worrying about the map. So we'll do control, conditional branch, variable player, player px is equals 13. Conditional branch, variable player py equals 8. Alright, and then I'm also going to make, so this is 13.6. I'm sorry. You don't want to see some of the bigger systems I've done. Last year for the visual novel, like NaNoWriMo, that finishes in a couple of days. There'll be a whole bunch of new visual novels coming out on itch.io. But we did it, and I ended up programming an entire system to display the character graphics, but it was also checking what emotion was being used, what variation was being used, what pose was being used, and what the situation was, and all of it was calculated in one big chunk inside these common events. It was chunky. It worked. Well, because the graphics went, yeah, I do. The image that I've been using to promote these streams is a game design document held up saying, aka a legal form of torture, especially when it comes to RPGs. And it's true. Sometimes, in order to get stuff done and creativity accomplished, sometimes you have to be a little bit of a masochist and enjoy the pain it puts you through. Yeah. 20 hours of coding. You can do it, I believe in you. What you've been watching is only 2. Only 2 hours of coding is what we've done today. I'm sure you can accomplish 20. I believe in you. I believe in you. Find a shiny thingo, and here we're just going to delete that and go battle processing with Goblin. So that is in there. There should be no event in there. So these are just, I'll do them better later. But basically, now that those are there, I am feeling it too. Invalid move, okay. Come here. There goes. Yippee. You go here. It didn't work. I wonder why. I wonder why it didn't work. Maybe because it hadn't updated player perceived X and Y. So when is that updated? It should be a core. Player PX. Get P player XY. It is parallel. Let's just run that during the end phase as well. And get that to forcibly update. And we'll also get it to show me. So V3 V4 XY. So it should be 13.8. If player PX run that, okay. Coding is fun, isn't very fun during the process, right? It's complicated. You got your brain starts to melt. Okay. 14.8. Okay. There we go. And now we have combat. Did I? I hope not. Do I have the debugger installed? I should. F12. No. F8? No, that's console. F9? One of the Fs. F10? I thought it was F10! Oh, well, it's not F10, apparently. Yeah, anyway, so instead of, like, so at the moment, this particular spot is guaranteed, which is weird, because that says 13. Look, I'll have to double check it later, because I'm getting tired. And the more tired you are when you're programming, the less likely you're actually going to be making the correct decisions. But basically, the design of the game is, instead of this being like, oh, you step on this particular tile and it's guaranteed to be a fight or anything else, it's going to be randomized. So you'll have a certain amount of steps that minimum, like, before you can have another encounter. So, for example, because this map is, like, 20 steps wide, I probably only want them to have 2 encounters, so after they have an encounter here, they won't have another encounter until here, or in here, or whatever. The other thing is, I want A little bit of variable, yeah. Well, that's kind of how, so RPG Maker uses random encounters anyway, so if I wasn't using this movement system, it would be random encounters anyway. But one, I want to give the player enough warning that an encounter is coming. So I'm like, likelihood of encounter, there will be a little thing saying likelihood of incoming encounter, or player or enemy awareness of your presence, or something like that. Some sort of statement saying the enemy is close by and you're going to have a fight soon. I'm going to include something like that. And also, this is like every tile that you land on. I'm sure that there's a game like this. That I think I'm thinking of a board game, where sometimes it's like a Monopoly board, but every single tile that you land on is a chance. There's no property. Everything is chance. But you only have, but like it's a determined percentage on whether or not you're going to go into combat. I'm going to make the combat enjoyable, so it's not going to be, oh shit, I've had an encounter, oh no, this is the worst thing ever. But you also want to be rewarding the player for, one, exploring, but two, movement in general, for playing the game. So as they explore, they'll be like, oh, I picked up an item. Oh, I picked up an item. Or they'll get a little skit, like a conversation between the characters, or they might trigger a trap somewhere else and potentially kill another enemy, so they decrease the awareness. You can't make fighting eternally interesting. No, of course not. That's why, one, you're not in combat constantly. Two, the combat is very much regulated. And three, the combat itself is also built around this grid system. So when you go into combat, it's not finished yet. Like, you saw the bare bones of it just now. But when you go into combat, there's a chance that some of the obstacles that are currently around you on the map will spawn into the battlefield. So, for example, if you have an encounter that happens here, when you spawn in, this particular knight might be in one of the grid slots, and you won't be able to move into it. But you can move behind him, and the piece of armor, if like an enemy decides to use a column attack, like destroys a row of blocks, or like does damage to a row of blocks that you happen to be standing in, if the knight is in front, you won't take any damage if you're standing behind him. And that's the kind of idea that I'm kind of trying to build up for with this game, with the fact that I'm really leaning hard into all of the dungeon and the combat being built around the grid. You have a grid. The grid is integral to how you are playing the game. And in general, I'm using stained glass as a motif. So it is the concept of putting pieces together, or how pieces work together, is kind of what the core motivation and creative inspiration is behind the game. I like talking about games. I like video games. It's not programming, it's just game design. It's a game design stream. I'm talking about game design. Okay, yeah, I am going to wrap up for tonight, because I am getting a bit tired and a bit dizzy. And I kind of want to chill out and watch some YouTube videos before I go to bed. Sounds good to me. Does anyone have any recommendations or people that they'd like me to raid? We're going to jump back into the Just Chatting stream. What? Why plush walls? You don't need to look. Yes, you are a bit crazy if you do game design, but the fact that we are all a little bit crazy and very, very passionate about it is the reason that you have really awesome games to play. And I don't know, I just like games. I like that they're a collective collaboration between all aspects of creativity. You have music, you have writing, you have art, you have design, you have all of these elements working in tandem, a real testament to the tenacious human spirit and how much creativity and innovation we've come up with in the past 50 or so years. And in general, I'm very passionate about video games for that reason, because that's what they are. They're really incredible. It's true. A lot of the reason that any of the games that you've played are because people sacrificed their own well-being, their own mental health, of their own money, or people around them sacrificed those things to give them the ability to work on their game. Like Stardew Valley, the reason he was able to finish that is because his wife was supporting him through the process. And that's what game dev kind of comes down to. It's a collaboration between people, even if you're only working on a game by yourself, like I am here, but technically a lot of people worked on the assets that I'm using. I'm just putting the pieces together. And then I'm going to be making my own art and putting those pieces together. So even though I don't know these people personally, we're still creating something collaboratively, which I like. I really like video games. Alright, so I'm going to have a look at my Twitch and see if anybody that I am following is... Uh-oh, I've got to mute that real quick. Volume mixer. Oh, is it already muted? Chrome? Okay, it doesn't seem to be making any sound, so that's okay. Damn. Alright, so nobody that I am following is currently streaming. If you use exclamation mark socials, you'll be able to see the social medias that I'm on. And if you have any recommendations of any streamers that you'd like me to see raid or potentially collaborate with in the future, hit me up on social media, recommend them to me, go into my comments, everything else. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, there are secret commands in part of the bot commands. These are building up towards my proper debut. They will stay as they are until somebody discovers and comments on whatever the thing that it leads to is. And then once that happens, it will be available for anybody to find. But until then, it is secret. And yeah, I've got lots of cool stuff planned. I think definitely next week we'll be playing some games to wind down, and I'll do a lot more of this game, the actual game, in my own private time. And I'll have something really cool to show you and something really functional, because I think as much like this is functional now, it's gonna look like this is after 2 hours of work, and we've got a whole month to work on it. And I'm really enthusiastic about what I'm gonna accomplish, and I'm really enthusiastic on bringing it across the line with you guys. So thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you next time. And I hope you all have a great day, night, afternoon, whatever you happen to be doing. So have a great night, everybody. I will catch you later. Yeah. Bye-bye for now. Bye.